What's going on, guys? Jared James here. It is our February 11th broadcast. And I want to welcome all of you. And to those of the new people in here, make sure you join our group, which is below. You can click on it, Jared James Coaching. It's called in Facebook. Great place, guys, to network, to ask questions, to share ideas, to mastermind, share referrals, to do everything but complain or spam. That's the place to do it, guys. And you guys have done an amazing job there, just giving people a lot of value and everything. I always say the smartest person in the room is the room. And that group is a great example of that, okay? So make sure you guys join that. If you have questions also during this broadcast, you can put them in there as well. I'll see them. My team will see them. Other people will see them. And if you want to direct message me a question, or you just want to say hello in general, make sure we're connected. Go to connectwithjared.com. Connect on Instagram first off. Then you have Facebook and Snapchat, YouTube, guys, the podcast. I got a really interesting podcast that's going to come out this week. I've decided I'm going to shoot a podcast on the comments recently made by Gary Vaynerchuk, where he talked about how buying a home is a dumb idea. And I'm going to talk about that, but I'm going to take a little bit of a different perspective on it because I think everybody expects me to come in and go, what an idiot, and whatever. And there are some idiotic parts to it, but there's always some truth in everything that somebody says. And so it's important for you to understand what part of that is true and what part of that is not true, okay? So make sure you tune in. That'll be uploaded on Wednesday or Thursday. I think it's uploaded Wednesday and we release to our database on Thursday, but at some point on Wednesday, it'll probably be uploaded. So you're going to want to check that out and see my thoughts on that. Today, I'm actually going to do kind of a deep dive, and this will be kind of an announcement, kind of a call or broadcast as well. I'm going to talk about drip campaigns. And I'm going to actually show you some drip campaigns, the ones that are actually coming with our CRM, which we're probably going to release to you guys in about a week or so, to you guys as a whole. But as I always do, guys, I talk about, I show you how to do things and talk about why they matter and how you can do them yourselves. But obviously within our own CRM, we'll have these drip campaigns already created for you. But I do want to kind of dive into this because we live in a world right now. We live in a very PC world where everything's black and white. Everything is, people have opinions that really shouldn't matter, but for some reason everyone listens to them because everybody has a megaphone now. And, drip campaigns are one of those things where a lot of people have a lot of opinions, right? And they think why would I drip on someone? Drip campaigns are stupid. Like, they're people. These are the same people that have a problem when you call leads. They're not leads, they're people. Duh. But they're called leads because they can lead to a transaction. Nobody was saying they were less than human, right? And these are the people, the PC police, that just get upset about everything. Everything offends them, everything, whatever. And drip campaigns are one of those things. And it's amazing to me the number of people who have these very strong opinions about drip campaigns, but have absolutely no overwhelming success in business, right? I put out something on Instagram recently where I said, just because somebody started 7 businesses, if all 7 businesses failed, then you probably shouldn't take business advice from them, because I was talking to someone recently and they're like, well, I've started 7 businesses. And I'm like, yeah, and they all failed. So why are we no, okay? It's the same thing when it comes to things like these drip campaigns and such, where people say, it's about human connection. It's not about your automation and whatever. There's truth in that, right? But if drip campaigns are done correctly, there is human interaction. The bottom line in this industry, guys, is that you cannot remember what you've forgotten. There's too much to remember. And what drip campaigns really do for us, I like to say all the time that a real estate business without a fully functioning CRM is like a car without wheels. Like, there's things you can do in it. You can lay back, go to sleep. You can listen to music. You can turn on the heat, but you're not going anywhere. You got to have wheels. And a real estate business without a fully functioning CRM is the same thing. And one of the catalysts, one of the main foundational points of that is the drip campaigns. And so I'm going to show you today the drip campaigns that will be coming with our CRM. It's kind of a tease, no doubt about it. But the truth of the matter is I'm showing it to you because if you already have one and you have no plans in leaving, or you've had a CRM and you haven't set up your drip campaigns, or you haven't done them correctly, I'm going to show you what they should do and how they should work and the things that we miss when it comes to those, okay? So let me just screen share with you guys here. I want you guys paying a lot of attention today because this is the type of call where you set up what it is that I'm teaching you today, or you just use them when they come with the CRM. And this changes your business. Like the amount of money you guys are costing yourselves because you're not remembering to follow up at certain times. You're not staying in touch with your past people. You're not saying the right things when you actually talk to people, is staggering. And really, in fact, I'll just share this here. Really, when you talk about your drip campaigns, this is the super dashboard, by the way, on the CRM. It's not the actual CRM here. But your drip campaigns really should mix all of that in. Your drip campaigns really should mix in your training. And let me just give you an example of what I'm talking about, right? So if you look at something like this, an online buyer lead follow-up, which this one has about 50 steps to it, and then it actually attaches to another campaign that goes on for months and months and months after that. When you look at something like this, your training should be built into the follow-up. So a lot of people think about drip campaigns and all they think about is automation. And automation is awesome. You know that I love automation, but there's a lot of stuff that can't be automated. In this case, things like calls and text messages. Well, actually, text messages can be automated. But things like the calls that you do, the videos that you do, the social media perspective as far as what you're going to do with them, that kind of stuff can't be automated. It can automatically remind you, but in the end, you still have to do it. So a drip campaign, when it's effective, has automatic stuff it does, emails that go out, those kind of things. It can even do text messages within our system. But there are other things that aren't automated other than the fact that they automatically remind you. You still have to do them. And most of our issues aren't that, you know, we don't know to do it. We don't know how to do it. It's that we're not doing it. We don't have those reminders. We're just working off of memory CRM, which really doesn't work. And so the first thing you want to make sure is that your training is built into your steps. So when you look at ours, when it talks about things like calls, our training is built right in. So whether that's for you, whether that's for your team agent, whether that's for your agent and your brokerage, the training should be built in. So it should have notes that lets them know, hey, call the lead, leave a message the first time they don't pick up, do an immediate second call. The reason why is because when people see a number they don't recognize, they don't pick up. But when they see that same number 3 seconds later, they now think it's somebody they know from a number they don't know. So it's training right off the bat. And then it's telling them, hi, so-and-so, this is blank. I'm reaching out to share some information about blank that you requested. I want to get that over to you ASAP. There's something really cool about that place that you can't find on the internet I'd love to tell you about. You're dangling the carrot. I also found some other cool properties I think we'll love as well, but I want to make sure they match your preferences. You can reach me at blank for the next 30 to 45 minutes. We're dropping a deadline, and you've got training built into it. That's what you want to have going on there, okay? You have emails that automatically go out, okay? Looking forward to working with you. Is there a number that works best? Gets the information you want. I won't go into detail. Again, the training's built into that email. Video, same thing. This one's reminding you to shoot a video. It's not sending the video automatically, although you can have that done. If you have set videos created through BombBomb or something else, you absolutely can have those done. And this will give you, you know, what kind of tools you want to use, what you want to say within the video, like everything that you want to do. The point I'm trying to make to you guys here is that your training should actually be built into the drip campaigns you're doing. Like you or the person who's doing this on your team or in your brokerage should be able to get these on their dashboard every day and not only see that they have to do something, but when they click on it, it actually tells them who it is, what they need to say, why they need to say it. The training is built in. That is the next level that we're going within the real estate world. And that's why, guys, you've seen me for the last 2.5 years build out my own CRM system and our own websites and our own, because it's giving us more control over the process. Our goal from the beginning was to not only make it easier for you to succeed, but bottom line was to make it harder for you to fail, okay? This is in that step of going, hey, I understand that forever real estate, quote unquote, coaches were supposed to stay in their lane. This is all we do. But I've said to you guys forever, I'm much more than a real estate coach. I'm an entrepreneur by nature. And that means that I'm able to reach out into other areas to ensure your success, to say, hey, I can't only hit this area, I can help you in these other areas that are extremely crucial in your success, right? If I'm just your personal trainer and all I do is help you work out, but then you leave me and you're eating like a 450-pound person, all of our training doesn't work because you can't outwork a bad diet, right? And This is an effort, by the way, when I'm trying to get to enter into the technological side of what you guys do. It's because, look, I can train you all day long what to say, when to say it, whatever. But if over here you're reading like a 450, if over here your habits and what you're doing are that of a 20,000 GCI a year agent, there's nothing that we can do about that, right? So that's why we have that going on. This one right here, you can see that these are the days that these happen. Social media message goes out. It just tells you. If you use our CRM, this is what you can do. Hopefully in yours, they can do the same thing. But you just look up in your CRM. You do the social lookup tool. Find the places that they're on social. And find the place that they're most active. And then it tells you the exact message you want to send to them. Okay? All designed to try and get a response from them. Then there's a text message that goes out on day one. If you haven't heard from them yet, okay? If you have heard from them, their contact record would have been moved to made contact, and this drip campaign would have stopped, okay? It wouldn't have gone this far. Just came across a beautiful home you love. There's other stuff built in here where it does the things that I teach on text, where all you do is you say, hey, is this blank? And that's it. Is this blank? Okay? So they didn't answer the call. This text goes out, and it reminds you, is this blank? Because now when they say, so you're going to send a text that says, is this John? Is this Nancy? Is this, whoever? And now they're going to respond going, who's this? And you're going to go, hey, this is so-and-so. You just requested, and it tells you exactly what to do. But now they know that you know that they're there because they responded to your text. And so all of your training should be built in to your follow-ups. Otherwise, what good are the follow-ups? If you're not following the proper tactics, you're not saying the right things to get them to the right place. I mean, guys, I have this belief that sales, when you look at it from a persuasion standpoint, which is 100% what sales is, it's persuasion. It's like having access to the force. The only question is, because you have the ability to persuade people based on the questions you ask, the things you say, and the way that you say them, the only question is whether you're going to become Yoda or you're going to become Darth Vader, right? Which part of the force are you? That's what sales really is. And so when you look at your follow-ups, this is all built in. And on top of your normal calls, telling you what to do, your automated things, it's reminding you of the things you can't automate, right? The calls that you need to make and exactly what you need to say on those calls. It's automating emails out to people that have actual value. Here's about a little info about my website. So in addition to the pure follow-up on the lead, the property they called about or the home value they wanted, you should in addition be mixing in emails that are simply valuable to them, that now they see your content. Look, I'm a content creator. I can help you in this process. Here's why this matters. Here's why you need to be pre-approved. Here's what happens when you're not pre-approved if a property comes up in a very competitive marketplace. There's these kinds of things that are going on. Now, the next thing you'll notice is that in the first 10 days, we touch them in a lot of different ways that are non-intrusive because we're trying to get that conversion, because we know that 72% of people work with the first person they have a conversation with. So the goal is conversation. Then it starts to slow down a little bit, right? Once you start getting up into this range, you're starting to touch them maybe twice a month, 2 to 3 times a month, but they're very, again, not intrusive touches. Might be a call, might be an email that gives some value or just checking in, might be a video that goes out. And it goes all the way up to day 185, where it tells you to reset your follow-up with this lead and assign the 6-month buyer lead follow-up campaign. In other words, we've gone this far. They haven't responded. So do we now quit? Absolutely not. But we also don't want to restart this campaign, because if we restart this campaign, you're going to have all the touches in the beginning happen again, which were appropriate for in the beginning, but they're not appropriate now to be going back into a multiple touch per day type of scenario. And so a good drip campaign reminds you to manually go and assign to this lead, to this contact record, the over 6 months buyer lead follow-up campaign. Otherwise, because this campaign's over, nothing's going to happen. So when you go into your campaigns, it would literally pop up as a follow-up for you on your dashboard. And you're going to go into the over 6 month buyer lead follow-up. You're going to go into their contact record and assign this one. And now this one's different than that one, right? This one, again, you're going to have some touches right up front here. Then it's going to start spacing out how often it touches them. And it's going to be very specific to what it is that they are looking for, to how long it's been since you talked to them, to what your relationship with them is, which if this is still going on right now, the relationship is null and void. They haven't responded to you. But the reason why that needs to happen and those constant contacts need to happen is because we know that, for example, the average seller lead from the time they first reach out to the time that they actually end up working with an agent, on average is 7 months. 7 months, right? We know that 80% of all contacts happen after, or 80% of all conversions happen after the 12th contact, okay? So the real question in your business, whether you're an individual, whether you're a team, whether you're a brokerage, is how many people are you actually getting to 13 and beyond with from a touch standpoint? And my guess is not many, right? And my guess is also it's not because you don't want that sale. It's not because you're a bad person. It's not because you're a bad salesperson. It's not because of any of those things. It's because life happens. Work happens. Like since I've sat down with you, my phone has gone nuts. Notifications have come in. DMs on Instagram have happened. Text messages are happening. Emails are coming in. Things that I forgot yesterday I just thought of are going through my head. But guess what? If you allow that to rule the way you run your business, you will have a mediocre business. We all need a situation where, let me see if I can show this. I'm not even sure if I can. So hold on one second, guys. I got to look here and see if this is okay to be showing, which I believe it is. Give me 1 second. Yeah. So we all need a situation. Let me just show this to you guys. We all need a situation, whether it's our CRM, whether it's somebody else's CRM, whoever's it's going to be, where you can go every day, several times a day, and be told what you're supposed to do. What are the follow-ups I need to do? Which ones have I not done? What needs to happen for my business to stay on course for the goals that I've set here? What needs to happen for that to happen? What we can't do. And the reason why I'm even talking about drip campaigns today is because they are crucial to your business, not just from an automatic email that goes out. Those are great. They do fine. Over time, they're okay, one here and there, so to say. But the real point of a drip campaign are the reminders to you on what you have to do. What is the call that you have to make? What are you supposed to say on that call? What is the video you should shoot today? And it's all about having that set time every single day, that part of your job is doing things that actually create business, not just catching up on whatever fires are going on or whatever it happens to be. Because when you know, like we've talked about many times, I need this many appointments in order to create this for my goal this year. If you looked at the amount of money that's slipping through the cracks, that's going through your hands and moving on to someone else because you're not following up at the level that you should, because you don't have a system in place that actually shows you every day, here's what I do today. This is what I need to do to hit my goals. This is what I need. Nobody should be hitting your funnel, meaning coming into your system, coming through your hands, a lead that comes in contact with you, and then going and using someone else 6 months from now, 8 months from now, 9 months from now, 10 months from now, 15 months from now, simply because you got more busy or more attracted to the next shiny object that came through that you thought was a shorter term lead. The shortest term lead is that lead that came through your pipeline 5.5 months ago and you haven't followed up with, but it's going to close on a house in 1 month. If you start the process now, your shortest distance to a closing are the people who you have been touching base with for 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, 4 months, 2 months, 3.5 months, whatever it happens to be. But what we can't do as professionals is allowing people to slip through the cracks to go through our funnel and then going to work with someone else. So a drip campaign should not only have your automatics like your emails, it should have the reminders to you, what do you need to do? And you do that during your set time that you have set apart to do those things. Your drip campaign should be long-term. Your drip campaign should have secondary campaigns that once that drip campaign runs out, if you haven't gotten one of two fingers, thumbs up or the other thumb, or the other finger, thumbs up saying let's work together, or the other finger saying let's not work together, that you can now reassign to continue that follow-up. Because if they haven't told you don't contact me anymore, and they also haven't responded to you, chances are they're still in the market. They just haven't hit that moment yet where they're ready. And what we can't allow is for these people to be slipping through the cracks, or as I said, going through our funnels and then ultimately going and working with someone else simply because we didn't do the easiness of using an effective drip campaign. Okay, guys, hear me on this. All those in the industry that are bashing drip campaigns, All of those that are, it's about people. It's about, listen to me on this, guys. They are trying to create sound bites to get attention because they think that if they say something that's counterculture, counter what people believe, that they will now get attention and they will look at how cool look how cool I am. Dripster, it's about people, not about leads. It's about, and they're trying to create sound bites. Okay. I don't have an issue creating sound bites in general. I can create them pretty easily. I'm not about creating sound bites when it doesn't help you though, okay? Being against drip campaigns, or even worse, having drip campaigns but not having them set up correctly in the way that they should actually be working is so counterproductive to the level of success of your business. But on the other flip side, when you do it correctly, you have such an advantage over every single person you come in that you are competing against. It's ridiculous. And you don't want to just have, let me pull this up here. You don't want to just have a drip campaign for, buyer and seller leads or something like that. When you look at the things that we have drip campaigns for, pull this back here. We have set campaigns that are set for open house prospect follow-up, which is completely different. Online buyer lead follow-up, online seller lead follow-up, specific to Zillow, specific to Realtor.com, specific to past clients when you close with them. What is going on now on a constant basis, right? FSBOs when you're talking to them and now you're trying to give them information on potential competing properties with them every couple of weeks or every week to two. That should be automated where you actually see it. It pops up and says, hey, find a comp for so-and-so. They're a FSBO if you're following our FSBO strategy, right? If you're doing, let me pull this one up here. When we talk about past client follow-up, when you close with somebody, you should be applying a drip campaign like this, right? With a reminder that goes out 3 days after, 180 days after, gives you a check-in reminder, 365 days after, it sends an automatic text that says happy 1 year anniversary, 366 days after. In other words, you're going to call them 550, 730, 920, 1,000. In other words, every 6 months, it's actually reminding you, and it's not just reminding you. When you go in here and you look at this, it's following our training. You can call, text, email, whichever you feel comfortable, but check your notes and see what expectation you created on the last contact so you know what to talk about, because we never leave a conversation with a past client without creating expectation for what the next touch is going to be. That way there's never awkward moments of what do we talk about, okay? The key in this conversation is to find something else in the midst of the conversation you can follow up on in the future. You always create expectation for the future. And then it explains to you how you do that. This right here, guys, this is the type of stuff that our drip campaigns need to be doing now and going forward. This is the type of stuff where we know you're good at your job. We know, but can you imagine a world where you actually fully leverage drip campaigns at the level that you should, and every day you did what it is that you actually should have done? Imagine a world where you can look back on the last 12 months of your business and not say, should have been doing that. I should have followed up more with those people. I should have done better with those types of leads. I should have said that when I talked to them. I should have sent them a video. I should have imagine a world where you don't have to do that, where it's literally right in front of you and says, this is what you do today. And your job from a prospecting, follow-up, business creation, all of that stuff perspective is not done until these things are done, because it's telling you these are the things you need to get done today. That's what an effective drip campaign does. So my hope for you guys, look, we're going to release the CRM to you guys probably in about a week. So be ready for that. I'll have an announcement about that coming soon. But look, like I always do, you don't have to use ours. If you have your own and you want to create these elaborate campaigns like we have, in my opinion, these are the best campaigns in the business, like not even close. I've seen all the campaigns, guys, okay? But now that you know what it is that you need to do and where you need to be coming from and how long-term they need to be and all of those things, if you want to create them in your own, that's fine, but do it. Don't hear from me. Do another Monday call with Jared, get my kick in the rear, get my motivation, get whatever. Like at some point, that gas has got to turn into a vehicle, okay? And so at some point, you have to stop and go, my business is worth it. My family, my friends, my lifestyle is worth it for me to get everything out of my real estate business that I possibly can. And that's never going to happen running off of memory, period. I hope this is helpful, guys. I really want you to get this in, get this in place because it matters. Okay. Guys, if you have any questions, post them in the group or send me a DM. Like I said, connectwithjared.com. Easiest place to probably DM me on Instagram, but I get them on Facebook and all these other places too. I respond to all the comments on YouTube. Look out for the podcast coming this week. If you're not subscribed yet, go subscribe. For those of you that are subscribed on YouTube, make sure you also go hit the little bell alert next to it and turn on notifications. That's the next thing that needs to be done. We've got some really cool content coming out for you guys. Hope this was helpful. I will talk to you soon.